pronounce it?
Listen.
Wow. Congrats.
He
practiced that.
Ungalale.
There's no N in his name. It's Uiagalei.
That's just how the Hawaiian names are translated.
Can we just tell people, okay, yes, Hawaiians can play in the NFL, but you're going to need to change your name to Smith.
The Daily Blender, weekdays 3 to 6 on 1580 The Fanatic.
Dale Hellestray here, one half of the Jacobs and Helly Show, 6 to 10 every weekday morning, Friday morning, 6 a.m. We'll talk Cincinnati, Jacksonville. Could you be more excited than that?
Okay, we'll recap my great pick. Jacksonville wins outright, but there'll be a whole lot of conversation. Cardinals, Rams, Sun Devils, Bruins, and whatever else is brewing for the weekend. Jacobs and Helly, 6 a.m. on the Fanatic.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692.
Jeff Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 181106, Bear Financial Group, AZMB-09047774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K244 Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, and we are broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Ralph from Harmon Solar was supposed to be with us today. He says he got very, very, very busy doing Harmon Solar type things, but I think we all know the real truth.
What is it?
He's afraid to face me. He's afraid to face me because he knows that I'm going to beat him in fantasy football this week.
Oh, I see. You're matched up against him. Okay.
Yeah, and I think he doesn't want me to see him crying, and I understand that. I listen.
Yeah.
My team has not been that great this year, but I do believe it's better than his, and he's going to suffer. So that's fine. We'll get him back. When he's not so Harmon Solar busy and stuff.
Yeah.
But
well, he had a bad week. You got to keep in mind the Sea Chickens. They got drubbed at the hands.
Another reason he's not coming around.
And he lost to me in the fantasy football weekly showdown.
Another reason he's not coming around.
But see, I'm not a boisterous, I just let my game do the talking. And fortunately, I was on the right end of that game. And I have a feeling it was a bad week for him. And he probably doesn't want to show his immense depression.
Yeah, no, understandable.
Going into this weekend.
And I'm not going to be talking a whole lot of smack. Had he shown up, I wouldn't be talking smack about anything just because I'm in no position to do any smack talking right now with the fantasy football. I completely smoked him in picks. I usually do. But when it comes to fantasy football, I'm going to try to stay humble and try to keep karma on my side. So listen, we've found out just moments ago that we have to have old CJ, the Siege, your fantasy football questions. We're going to have to get those answered in this hour, not the next hour. He had something that suddenly popped up that he has to take care of at 4:00 for his network. So we're going to go ahead and do what we did last week. Get your fantasy football questions ready this hour. And in the next segment, we'll have Siege come on and answer whatever he can. But yeah, it was some sort of a, I don't know, fantasy football emergency. I don't know. Anyway, so that's going to happen.
He is a busy guy. He is a busy guy. National Fantasy Football publication, right? Is that what
well,
I
I think
understand?
he's doing some, I don't know if it's a radio show or
he's
a
doing more.
webcast.
I see.
I think it's a
Okay.
webcast for the people here over at Fantasy Guru and Elite Fantasy. So,
well, it is his time of the year. I mean, it's just kind of like Rosalie. Busy.
Yep. So whatever, we'll get those fantasy football questions asked and answered. We're going to go ahead and do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks a little bit later on in the show. But before we get started, the news came out just a little bit ago that they have announced the halftime show for the 1999 Super Bowl. I mean, this is a lineup for 1999. Like, oh yeah, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem. Yes, if you were going to have a halftime show in 1999, bigger and better than ever's, right?
Well, I mean, my whole thought process on this, are they actually going to be able to get some words in between all the bleeps that are be going out? Because most of the songs from those artists are heavily inundated with the profane use of words and things like that. So, oh my God, there's going to be a lot of bleeps.
Listen,
I'm going to get more wings.
No. 20 plus years ago, you had reason to worry, but now they're all grandparents. So I think that it's going to be more a matter of, instead of throwing spitting profanity-filled rhymes from the stage, they'll be throwing Werther's original from the stage. I don't think this is going to be what you think it's going to be.
I thought they were going to be flowing with some of that profanity stuff, that all those different words that come out of the mouths of those guys.
Yeah. I don't think that. I think they've all grown to a point. And let me just tell you this now.
Eminem, most of his music was just one solid tone.
If you're bringing in Kendrick Lamar as the youth, this is not going to be a very good show. This is listen, you have to have respect for what all these artists have done in the past, but at this point, it's it's not good. I don't know. Are you excited about this?
I am a little bit, but
really?
I like that era of rap music, and
even if it's 23, 24 years too late, even if the only reason Eminem is showing up is to help support his mom's spaghetti pop-up shop that he did for his mom. Did you hear about that?
I saw that. Yeah, he's serving spaghetti.
Yeah, he was working the drive-through at this place he put up called Mom's Spaghetti. So I don't know if his mom actually works there or not.
Did he have some on his sweater?
Absolutely. That was a requirement. And of course, he was flipping off people from the drive-through and doing his thing.
There we go. All the blurriness, all the pixelation, and all the bleeping is going to be happening there. It'll be a great time for me to get back up to the old wings and pizza table and refresh my beverages.
I'm sorry, I just kind of got lost in why isn't the Foo Fighters on stage?
Yeah, I agree.
Sure, they've been around since about the same time, but they still rock. All these guys are just, what have they done lately? What's Mary J. Blige done lately?
Oh, I can't
nothing.
think of anything.
Dre, nothing. Eminem, nothing.
Well, now wait a minute.
Eminem
Dre has done a lot. He came up with those fancy headphones, opened up his headphone company, sold that, making billions of dollars making headphones.
I get you. He's a billionaire. He's done some stuff, but you never heard of any music lately.
Who needs music when you can sell headphones for billions of dollars?
Anytime you see Eminem these days, you don't think, wow, cutting edge rapper with talent. You see a guy who looks like someone who's sitting at a table by themselves sad because they weren't able to see their kid on his birthday because he's a deadbeat dad. You know what I'm saying? He has that sort of sad look on his face like, I guess I'll see them in 2 weeks. I mean, there's nothing about this show that I think is going to be cutting edge or awesome. This is just sad.
What I think is the draw is here that you got the West Coast rappers. You got Dre and Snoop Dogg. Those are big West Coast names.
Yeah,
it'll create some buzz. And then Kendrick Lamar is also a West Coast guy.
I guess this is better than some of the garbage that has been up. on the stage for the Super Bowl halftime show.
We've had Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers like way too late. This is not even as late as they've gone for Super Bowl acts before.
Wait a minute, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers are going to be there too?
No, I'm just saying
he died.
Tom
Petty died.
Wait, what?
Tom Petty died.
Oh my God, Tom Petty! Did you guys know Tom Petty's dead?
Who are you yelling at?
I've got my cats in here.
Oh, yeah.
Cecil the Wonder Dog.
Sure.
None of us were aware that the great Tom Petty had gone to the great beyond.
Yeah, he wouldn't back down, and they showed him. 888-368-1580. Fed fan says, why is the Brady Bunch never allowed to do the halftime show? You know what? We're going so far into the past. I wouldn't be surprised if that's not coming up soon. Fish Tank says, I think they might have to bump up that 7-second delay to like a 14-second delay so the bleep guy can keep up. Try about, what do you say? About 50 minute delay, because it's going to be a constant.
This halftime show is going to sound like the last messages from the Titanic's telegraph, man.
I don't know
with all the beeps in it.
I don't know if you've ever. I don't think it will. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard the clean version of any rap song. First off, it's unlistenable once you've heard the original with the actual swearing. But like most of these guys know the clean versions of their own lyrics too, and you just go up and do that because that's how you get to perform on Letterman and all these other shows where they just.
You're wrong.
There's no bleeps.
These guys are not. They're gonna be like, I got to keep it real, and they're gonna be like, I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. And they go up there, and here's what it sounds like.
I just don't think that there needs to be. There's no pressure.
That's how they don't bleep it. They just drop the audio, and it's just gonna be like this. Somebody standing out there having like some sort of weird Tourette's, like.
But like you said, they're old for rappers. I don't think there's any pressure to keep it real. I don't think Dre's done anything quote unquote real in 20 years.
I'm gonna keep it real, or they'll beat my ass at the nursing home.
Dre.
This just in, 15A the Fanatic suffers a drive-by. Yeah, but it's a drive-by, early because they wanted to get to dinner before they went home and went to bed at 6:35 p.m.
So they hit the nearest Luby's in Scottsdale.
Shots were fired at 2 p.m.
Fortunately, they were insulin shots. Nobody was injured.
So it's a drive-by shouting, "You sons of bitches!" Talking about how to pop a cap in your ass.
Maybe they're just trying to stick with the LA theme that's going on. The Lakers have clearly set the tone here. Let's just get older and older.
Yeah.
So halftime show. It's in Los Angeles. Let's age. Let's do it.
So I think what happens with Pepsi in the halftime show in the Super Bowl, they turn to each other and say, all right, who's not dead yet? Really? Let's expand that. Who's not completely dead yet?
Yeah.
Sad. Rusty Nut says, again, another crappy halftime, terrible halftime show. I wish we could just watch the highlights at halftime. I mean, who needs a halftime show? These are lousy. Well, Rusty Nuts, the halftime show highlights are usually of all the other games. There's no other game. So what's the highlight going to be of?
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Welber goes, hey, we're the Monkeys. That'll be a halftime show. We could do that in Arizona 2023. I think a lot of them are dead. Most of them, I believe, are dead.
I think there are 2 left. 2 died, and there's 2 left.
Not enough. Not enough. Yes, Fed Fan, the halftime show is sponsored by Pepsi and AARP and Rascal Scooters and
Denture Cream
and Metamucil.
Yo, man, we got a Rascal Scooter with spinning rims. Yo. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. King Kitten says, I went to a Mary J. Blige show at the Chin Pavilion a couple of summers back. I had just broken up with the lady friend, so I went alone. I sat on the lawn. I got drunk. I fell asleep on the grass. Nobody bothered me. That was a great show. See, do you understand what he just explained there?
That's not a great endorsement of Mary J. Blige and her live performance lately.
You're gonna see
she didn't rock the show.
Yeah.
I got a good nap in.
Yeah. So here's what that means. you know how they have these people go down and they get the rundown on the field, they pretend like they're at a concert, all those people.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna see a lot of mom jeans, kind of high waist kind of thing. A lot of mom jeans gonna be out there.
Mom jeans.
Yeah.
I love this song. This is my bachelorette party 30 years ago. This is great. I'm still young and relevant. I have a tattoo.
Oh, God. Go Hawk says maybe Amazon will have exclusive rights to an uncensored streaming only halftime show.
Hey,
now
there's
you're
an
talking.
idea.
Now
There's an idea, boy. Yeah.
Dear Bob says, I'd still take Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers over that lineup. Rest in peace, Tom Petty. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. I'm a little worried about my Sooners going into Lawrence, Kansas this weekend to play Kansas State.
Mm-hmm.
State always plays them very tough and beat them last year. Randy can get a Boomer Sooner and a glass of cold beer, please.
Well, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner. Be Kansas State.
There you go. Kyle G says, didn't know Lamar was still alive. Why does the NFL try so hard every year for a halftime show that most people mute or turn off? Well, most people wouldn't mute or turn it off if it was a good, like I said, this was a fine show. Even 10 years ago, this might have been all right. But right now?
Well, Kendrick Lamar wouldn't have, he got nowhere near the prominence that he would have reached. So he wouldn't have been in the show.
Yeah,
but you're right. Well, he's the person I'm most looking forward to because he's my age. But Mary J. Blige, 50.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, 56.
Right.
Snoop Dogg is 49. So we're
well, okay. So your joke about the Lakers earlier, out of line. That these guys are way younger than the Lakers. Thunder Snow says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Ralph didn't show up because he's a sea chicken. And by the way, are you sure it's a halftime show for the Super Bowl and not a Lakers game? There you go. Yep. Yeah, for the record, Thunder Snow did beat you to the punch on that. I just hadn't read it yet. Lacrosse guy says, I guess other people are still trying to do the text line thing. He's like, yeah, but they never read the text. What a bunch of fakers over there. Yeah, I don't care about what other people do, man. Just hang out with us. We're good, Lacrosse guy. LL Cool Bean says, is the Super Bowl going to be on Me TV this year? Poor LL Cool Bean. So Me
TV.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the History Channel.
Sure. Right after Gilligan's Island, it's the Super Bowl.
And now the Super Bowl halftime show. Turn over to the History Channel.
It's the only Super Bowl that they'll at Me TV. It's the only Super Bowl they'll interrupt for updates on how Betty White's doing. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? She's going to come out and do her own flow on the stage there with those guys.
Jeez, that I'd watch.
Betty White.
That I'd watch.
Dropping a freestyle, spitting fire.
She's going to rap some freestyle.
I wouldn't hold it past her. Fish Tank says, unfortunately, there are people out there who watch the Super Bowl for the halftime show and commercials. So I don't think we're getting just highlights anytime soon.
Can I just say the last few years, the Super Bowl commercials have been really, really off par. They've been subpar.
Two parts. One, they're no good. Two, they're released so early. You've seen all of them before the game even starts anyway. So who gives a damn?
Yeah.
So it's just,
I mean, if you're spending that kind of money to run it, don't release the damn thing early.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to go for quality and keep it to yourself. Don't release it early. I think now it'd be more newsworthy if you just sort of hinted, we got a good ad, and then don't show it to anybody. And then people are like, "Oh, I'm excited." Rusty Nut says, "How about the Black Keys? Great rock band. Also, how about Nathaniel Ratliff and the Night Sweats?" I don't know who that is.
I don't know the second one, but I know the Black Keys. They're great.
Yeah, I've heard of the Black Keys before. Yeah.
Are you Nathaniel Ratliff?
Me?
For a little free promotion there.
And then Rusty Nuts. Rusty Nuts. Mr. Wilbur says, halftime show sponsored by Cougar, the real women of Scottsdale. Moist One says, Kung Fu Kenny. I just want to hear top of the morning on repeat.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Bruno Baller says, I think the radio broadcast does not carry the halftime performance of the Super Bowl. So, just listen to 1580 The Fanatic at halftime, avoid performances, listen to Jim Gray doing interviews. Jim Gray's younger than this halftime show.
I believe he is, yeah.
And possibly has more rap cred.
More rap crap.
I think these days, yeah. I don't think I'm far off, am I?
Jim Gray's got bars. I think
He's got
bars.
Is that a saying? He's
I
got
love
bars.
that.
Yeah, I mean that's basically like when you can rap and like you're
Yeah.
clever and witty in all of it. Then
Do Randy and I have bars?
got bars.
Do we have bars?
I don't know, guys.
No, I don't.
I wouldn't say that I do either. By the way,
I think I've got bars. I think I could have bars if I need bars.
No, I don't.
Where does one get bars?
Just thinking of trying to come up with a rap makes me want to take a nap.
Oh, you just did it right there.
Yeah, he did
What?
it. He
Yo,
did
let
it.
me kind of take a nap. I think of a rap.
I think Randy's got bars.
Yeah, you've got
I must have
accidental bars.
then. Well,
nicely
Yeah,
done,
see that?
son.
Deep in his soul.
Nicely done, son. Yeah, he rhymed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're finding them.
Well, I need a beat. So that's the problem. We don't have a producer giving us a beat right now. So, yeah,
it's giving you a time cue.
I saw the time cue, but it's not the same as a beat. I could rap. You know what I need? I need Fish Tank. Fish Tank could be my DJ,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
bet I could freestyle some raps that would make
Yeah.
you crazy. You know, all Fish Tank is on the text line says, "Hey, just trying to stay positive here. At least it's not country music, right, Jeffrey?" Yes, you are absolutely correct. So I can just sort of lower the volume, go off to the kitchen and get some nachos, get some snacks or whatever during the halftime show. I don't have to turn it off completely. And when I say turn it off, I mean screen everything, set a timer for 30 minutes, and then turn it back on when them damn rednecks are done. Because that's what I'd have to do.
Wow.
Scratch
survive.
me because says I was at the Tom Petty Super Bowl, better known as the David Tyree helmet catch Super Bowl. I did not realize how great the catch was until I got home and watched it on the highlight. And they did not show the replay on the Jumbotron there for some reason.
Of course they did.
Mars Bars 805 says, I got bars. Mars Bars. He's got 805.
I think you may have lost one.
Can I have an 805, please? Yeah, he wants a drink. Let's take a break. When we come back, let's get CJ, the Siege, the fantasy football expert on. I know we promised we would do this in the 4 o'clock hour, but stuff happened, and this is your opportunity. So get them questions ready. 888-368-1580. I don't know what number I was trying to give out there.
Wow. Sound like a 480 area code.
I don't know. I don't know any numbers. All the numbers are in my cell phone. So I don't even know my wife's complete phone number. I know the last 4 digits. So when I pick up food, I tell them it's under that number. Yeah, that was weird. It's really awkward. It's fine. Not as awkward as the Super Bowl halftime show is going to be, but still. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Ian Eagle and Mike Golick here from Westwood One with a preview of Thursday Night Football. Mike, the Jaguars and the Bengals will be an exciting look at the last 2 number 1 overall draft picks going head-to-head when Joe Burrow and Cincinnati play host to Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville.
I think the Cincinnati Bengal fans should be pretty happy with what they're seeing out of the second year of Joe Burrow and the connection with his former teammate at LSU, Jamar Chase. Already 4 touchdown passes. The future seems bright for those 2 in this team. As far as Jacksonville, all you're looking for now is growth from Trevor Lawrence. Wins would help too, but growth is the most important thing, and I think you're starting to see some.
Should be an entertaining game for sure. Join us for the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
Think you might have ED? Not sure? Well, we'd like to let you in on a little secret. ED is common. About 40% of men experience ED by age 40, but the solution is simple. Find it at 4hims.com.
I didn't have to talk to a doctor in person. There was no copay, and the medication was shipped right to my door in discreet packaging.
Hims took care of it, fast and easy. Now our love life is better than ever.
Get access to doctors online who can prescribe you FDA-approved ED medication if appropriate. The same active ingredient as name brands, but 90% cheaper. Skip the waiting rooms and pharmacy lines. Get a free medical consultation and rise to the occasion or your money back. Go to 4hims.com/joy to get your first visit free. No copay required. The only way to get this special offer is to go to 4hims.com/joy. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees.
53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
Oh, you better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast, commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it.
Very well. Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Get it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Coming up at 5 p.m., we step aside for Jaguars at Bengals. Yeah, that's right. It's a okay, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna lie to you people. But it's still. All right, so it's the Jaguars, it's the Bengals. I think it'll still be a good game to watch. Because you probably have some fantasy football players maybe sort of in it. And C, two bad teams can equal a good game. So it's worth listening to, or worth watching. 888-368-1580. Papa Mike says, did you say CJ comes on at 4 p.m.? No, actually, he's on right now. He was supposed to be on in the 4 o'clock hour. And for some reason, he has to be on in this hour again this week. So we're going to go ahead and get as many of your guys' questions answered as we can going into week 4. All right, Siege, there's a lot of injuries out there that I think are going to affect an awful lot of people. Should we sort of scurry down the injury report and see which ones are going to matter and which ones aren't? Because you are a man in the know, and you'll know who to stick with and who to get rid of, right?
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
All right. Should we be worried about Lamar Jackson missing practice with that back injury?
No.
Okay. Because the entire Ravens team seems to be beat up. You got Ronnie Staley, his offensive tackle's got an ankle issue. Alejandro Villanueva's got a knee issue. Sammy Watkins, the wide receiver, they're saying they're just resting him, but there's enough going on with the with the Ravens that even if Jackson plays, are you worried about his output?
No, it's Lamar Jackson. He's a stud. The Vegas line hasn't moved on it, so I'm not too worried. If the Vegas line starts moving, I'll start worrying. Until then, Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson, and he's going to be awesome.
So he's a play. All right, DeAndre Hopkins, he had a pretty good rib injury, which he's been trying to get through. He hasn't been practicing. Is there any concern on the Arizona Cardinals' DeAndre Hopkins?
It kind of seemed like last week they kind of just used him as a decoy because they knew they could beat the Jaguars without him. Knowing that they had a big game against the Rams this week, I'm not too concerned.
All right, so you think he'll bounce back and get more receptions?
Tough matchup against Jalen Ramsey, but I think he'll be more active in the game plan than he certainly was last week.
All right. Aaron Jones, he was limited in practice. He had a little bit of an ankle bang up. Are you worried about him?
Honestly, anyone who's limited in practice, I don't worry about. It's the do not practice that worry me. If they were that worried about him, then he wouldn't practice at all, right? So anyone who's limited in practice, I just never worry about.
How about Marquise Valdez-Scantling? Is that a guy you would start, or do you think that Aaron Rodgers missed him quite a bit, and he even said, I felt bad about that. The next game, he made an effort to try to get him the ball, did find him in the end zone, but is that a guy you'd feel comfortable playing with right now with his hamstring issue, or is that a guy you might want to sit?
Ideally, we'd like to sit him, but it really just depends on your options.
Gotcha. George Kittle missed practice. He was a missed practice. He had a calf injury. What do you make of that?
Not too worried. It's George Kittle had a good week last week. Big game this week. He'll be there. He'll be out there.
All right, Randy.
CJ, it's Randy here. Listen, I got a question for you. This week, going into the big 3-0 matchup in Los Angeles. Of course, the Cardinals 0-8 against the Rams since McVay has taken over that team. I've got Kyler Murray as my starting stud, but I also have Matthew Stafford on the bench. Which way are you going on that one?
Wow.
Yeah. Let me hear you now, expert. Tell me who to start.
Give me Matt. Oh, Daryl Henderson's from Foxborough, and you can run on Arizona.
Sorry, we couldn't hear you through your bucket there. Can you say that again?
Kyler Murray.
Okay.
I think you said Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
did say
Staying with Kyler Murray. All right.
I was definitely hemming and hawing. I was buying time.
Yeah, your phone. I don't know if you're putting your chin on it or something, but it sounded a little bit weird. So you may need to move position there.
I think that was more of my voice.
Oh, sorry. Well, that's unfortunate. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's day-to-day with the bruised ribs. Any word on him? Is this a guy you feel comfortable starting at all, considering how bad things have been from the quarterback there?
There's no Steelers I'd feel comfortable starting with at all, period.
Okay. Christian McCaffrey, they're not putting him on the IR. Any word on how many weeks it'll actually be? Is it going to be more than 3 weeks?
I'm going to assume it's 2 weeks. I assume if they thought it was going to be 3, they put him on the short-term IR.
Gotcha.
Right? Yeah, they had the extra days. It was a Thursday night injury. So you think about it, a 10-day injury, he'd only miss 1 game. A 17-day injury, he'd only miss 2 games. So, and he could be hurt for 23 days and only miss 2 games. So I assume that's kind of what they're planning on is 2 games.
So what's the story of Scotty Miller's toe? Is that he's sort of a deep bench kind of guy. He has moments with Tom Brady, but as you know, anybody drops the ball, then they get shunned for a while. I don't know where Scotty Miller is on the shun list with Tom Brady, but he's got a toe injury. Is this a guy that should be off your roster completely, or is this a guy you'd sit on and see what's up?
I would drop him for Tyler Johnson if you're looking for a speculative Bucks receiver.
All right. KJ Hamler out for the season for the Broncos. And what's the deal with Jerry Jeudy right now? Is it a couple more weeks on him, or is that going to look longer?
Yeah, it's a couple more weeks for him, just a few more. But Tim Patrick has been very good. I expect him to be kind of the hot pickup this week. And I think he's in a good matchup here against this Ravens secondary.
Can you spell subluxation? Because that seems to be the new hot trend for getting injured, because James White, what he has is a subluxation. Did they go ahead and call him for the season? Is he out for the season, or is he coming back?
Yeah, he's out for the season. I would go pick up J.J. Taylor. I think they were worried about his pass blocking, but at this point, they're not going to have any options. So go pick up J.J. Taylor.
Sometimes I think your phone has a subluxation. Giovanni Bernard is day-to-day with an MCL sprain. So this is somebody you want to stay away from, or are you going to camp on him?
I'm going to camp on Gio. He's got a good enough passing role. I got 2 things I would do this week. If you have Rob Gronkowski on your team, I think there's a legitimate chance he misses this game this week. I would go pick up Cameron Brate right now and stash him on your bench to see what the status is. You probably don't have another tight end on your roster. I would go get Cameron Brate right now.
Do you think Brate's going to get the looks like Gronkowski would, or you think Tom will just stay away from him?
I mean, he got some targets last week when Gronk missed that quarter and a half. He ran a ton of routes. And he got the targets. So, I'm pretty high on Cameron Brate this week if Gronk misses. So,
all right,
I would feel pretty fine doing a 1-for-1 swap there.
Gotcha. Josh Jacobs. Now, John Gruden, who I don't think realizes what he says sometimes, says he's hopeful that he'll be, quote, back on the grass this week. I think he meant the field. And so what would you do with Josh Jacobs? I know you're anti-Josh Jacobs, but in a running back thin league, if he's available, do you play him or do you wait another week?
Yeah, you have to play him if he's available. You drafted him with real draft capital. You just got to play him.
He always wants to beat me down for that, doesn't he?
That's being honest. Josh Jacobs, if anyone drafted him, they took him between rounds 4 and 6. You got to play those guys.
Yeah. Devontae Adams, is he all right? I kind of wondered if he didn't have an actual CTE on that thing, an actual concussion. You saw the hit. You saw the weird look in his eyes as he's lying there on the turf. They cleared him out through. He went back and played. Is there any word on him? Is he goofy or is he all right?
He's done the concussion protocol, so he's good to go.
All right. Tavon Austin is coming back from injured reserve.
No.
All right.
That's
I'm just going through the list, man.
Jeffrey, I think that's a no.
I feel like it might be a
That's
no.
a hard no for Siege.
All right, so let's go to the text line. Papa Mike, he wasn't even going to listen until you knew you were on the air. He said, "Did you see CJ's coming on at 4? Okay, I'll be back then. Bye." Well, then I think he overheard me say, "No, you're on now." And the man has questions, but I'm going to do this to him. Since you want to give me some attitude like that, Papa Mike, I'm reading your questions last. 888-368-1580. Good Cat says, "What do you call a pirate pedophile?" R. Kelly.
Oh, that's actually funny.
It's not really a fantasy football question, but thanks. Yeah, that's awkward. Let's see here. I got Just the Tip says, "Which one of these should I bench? Dalvin Cook, Naheem Hines, or Miles Sanders?"
Sanders, until we actually see the Philadelphia Eagles run the football more than twice in a game.
It doesn't look good. Fish Tank says, "Jameis Winston against the Giants or Ryan Tannehill against the Jets?"
I mean, you have to see who is actually playing wide receiver for the Titans first. Brown and Julio Jones look very doubtful. I couldn't trust Tannehill in that situation, so I would go with Jameis. If one of them plays, I think Tannehill is fine.
Uklamak says, "CJ Burrow or Bridgewater?"
Burrow, really good matchup tonight against the Jaguars. I think the Bengals put up a lot of points tonight.
All right, Andrews or Fant at tight end? Is it Font
Mark
or
Andrews,
Fant?
Nice options to have, but I would go with Mark Andrews.
Is it Font or Fant?
Fant.
I think it's Fant.
And I'm going to call
But I
him
don't know.
Font because I just like to piss people off. Mars 805 says, "All right, who do I start? Aaron Rodgers or Matt Stafford?" It's a good question.
Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
Yeah. Pittsburgh's pretty terrible.
Do you think Arizona's defense is going to slow down Matt Stafford? Really? Because the secondary doesn't seem, like it's all that good versus their line.
I think Darrell Henderson's going to have a pretty good role running the football this week.
All right. Let's see. Tiger Paws says Darrell Henderson. Keep saying he may start against the Cards. You put him in or you keep him out?
I put him in. I really like him this week. I think he's going to have a nice role, like I just said.
See, Berg says, let's see here.
While you're looking for a question, trade candidate for everyone in every league, go get Michael Pittman right now. Overpay if you have to. He is about to explode.
Hey, Randy.
Massive target share. Just hasn't caught a touchdown. Go get him right now.
Hey, Randy. Remember when you said you'd do anything for me?
Except trade Pittman to you.
So that's where the friendship goes. All right.
That's clearly where the line is.
I haven't even told you what I was offering, but fine. Screw you. The Berg says, if he's taking questions, can you ask him why Brait would be a better pickup than watching the Phoenix Rising? Why do you got to do that, Berg? Why do you got to attack the soccer team? We're trying to talk football here, man. Kyle G says, James Conner or James Robinson to start?
James Conner was kind of a nice matchup last week against the Jaguars. One of the reasons why I love Joe Mixon this week. I'll go with James Robinson.
All right. Sterling Shepard or Cordell Patterson for his flex spot?
I don't think Shepard plays, so I would go Patterson.
All right. Let's see. Hefty Lefty says Edwards-Helaire or Debo in standard scoring flex?
You have to play Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Coming off a good game. Maybe it's the start of good things to come.
Hey.
It's not what you were hoping for when you took him in the second or third round, but you just got to play him.
Hey, Chachi. I thought it was Helaire. I was supposed to say Edwards-Helaire. Wasn't that what we were told we were supposed to pronounce it like that? Are you looking it up or are you just staring blankly at the phone?
Staring blankly at the phone because I kind of care, but I'll look it up.
He was just hoping you'd move on while he was half-ass looking it up, and then he just wouldn't have to answer.
Straight to Rage says Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow.
Wow.
I think I would never bench Lamar personally, but boy, is it a great matchup for Joe Burrow. But I just cannot see a world in which if I own Lamar Jackson, I play Lamar Jackson.
It's a bad weekend for football if you look at the matchups, but it's a great weekend for fantasy football. Hefty Lefty.
I think it's going to be a great week for football.
Oh, my God. I mean, we're going to do our picks later, but I was trying to find a good game. Like, that's the game to watch. it is not easy Sunday morning. There's so much garbage. There's good teams versus garbage teams. There's very few really good matchups in the morning.
Well, that just means there's going to be some upsets. We know how the NFL works.
There's going to be a lot of good fantasy football. I don't think there's going to be a lot of good football. Hefty Lefty says Herbert or Dak?
Dak. Another good one, though. That's really close.
Josh Allen says good cat or Aaron Rodgers?
Josh Allen. He's been fantastic. If you own him, you're never benching him at this point.
Flex Cole Beasley or Emmanuel Sanders?
Emmanuel Sanders, but nice options to have for a flex.
All right. Let's see. The Berg says, no, I'm not asking him questions about mustard. He just hates mustard.
Okay.
He's like,
I hate mustard too, so I'm with him on that.
There you go. He just made his day because he said in PPR, mustard in the trash or mustard in the trash?
It's definitely in the trash.
There's mustard in the trash,
I don't
apparently.
know why he cares so much.
Me neither. I do have a question.
All right.
CJ.
Keon has a question.
So I've got Chase Claypool, Laviska Shenault, or because Kyle Shanahan is hell-bent on killing me, Brandon Ayuk.
Ayuk
looked pretty good last week. I would have no issue starting him, especially if Claypool doesn't play. I don't think you have to start Shenault tonight. I would wait on that. Claypool is.
All right, now here's the last of the fantasy football questions. It's going to come from Papa Mike because CJ's got to go get ready for a thing he's got to do. The questions are from Papa Mike: Montgomery versus Detroit or Hunt at Minnesota. No, those are aren't those college questions?
Yeah.
No, that's NFL questions.
Oh,
Montgomery against the Bears play the Lions this week.
The way he put it was so weird. So he's saying play Montgomery or Hunt. Okay, that's why it got all weird for me. I'm like, oh, that was it. All right, so Montgomery versus Detroit or Hunt over at Minnesota.
You have to play Montgomery and just hope that Justin Fields isn't that bad again.
Yeah, it's Matt Nagy. Christian Kirk or Rondale Moore at the Rams.
I think until Rondale Moore plays more snaps, you just have to keep playing Christian Kirk.
All right. I think that's it for this role. Well, there's one more. Just Tip says, I've got 3 wide receivers who are questionable, so I may have to play Tim Patrick this week. Should I jump off a building or just step in front of a bus?
I like Tim Patrick this week. Tim Patrick's going to be just fine for you. I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Patrick is better than one of the 3 guys you were thinking about starting if they were healthy.
Yeah, just a tip. If you're going to do one or the other, if it's a high-speed bus, that's quicker. I mean, jumping off the building, you got a little too much time to think about it before you hit. If you're just going to do it, step in front of a bus. That's a pro tip. All right, CJ, thanks so much for being on with us and answering the questions of all the fantasy football players here. It's the Siege, CJ Kaltenbach from Fantasy Guru and EliteFantasy.com. Give them your Twitter profile so they can come say hi to you on the Twitterverse.
Yeah, at the Siege DFS. If you have questions that you guys think of later on, feel free to shoot me a message. I'll answer them. I know I had to move last minute.
Yeah, and try to keep them mustard free. Okay, guys? All right, thanks, CJ. We'll see you next week. We're going to take a break. Back with more of the Daily Blender after this. You're on 1580 The Fanatic.
Did you know the arrow in Amazon's logo represents A to Z? Maybe the My Computer Career logo should represent unemployed to employed. Ryan was out of work when he started classes in March. In September, he started his IT career working for Amazon, making more money than he ever thought possible. Here's a prime opportunity. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
I'm Cisco Miranda, owner of Miranda Delivery Service. As a business owner, my job is to provide the best quality service for our customers. Affinity Technology helped us reinvent our business processes using technology to make us more efficient. I didn't know I needed technology consulting, but my ROI has been off the charts. Affinity Technology has saved us more than 80 man-hours a week and has helped me get back to what I do best, focus on my customers. Visit atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com and see how better technology processes can help your small business.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I'm Serena Williams. You watch me live on TV. So why am I in a British drama you watch on demand?
Fancy a dance, milady?
Sure. It's because DirecTV Stream brings the best of live TV and on demand together.
Oh, you're quite the dancer.
Mr. Jeffries, you're making me blush.
Oh.
Introducing DirecTV Stream, the best of live TV and on demand with no annual contract. Get your TV together at directv.com.
Requires high-speed internet and compatible device. Content varies by package and location. Restrictions apply.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Oh, man. I messed up.
What happened?
Screaming Eagle sent me an email, and he's like, oh, could you ask these questions? I think his questions got answered, though. Somebody else asked about Cole Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders, so I think that helped him out. And then did somebody ask about Dak Prescott and Matt Stafford, too?
Yes. And he said go with Dak.
All right. So those two questions got accidentally answered by other super fans' questions. And so the only other question we didn't get answered, which I think we can handle here. You want to get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to get that.
Let me just get that.
We'll wait.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to see who it was.
No.
I might have wanted to talk to him.
It was Junk Food Jake.
Oh, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah.
What's new with him?
I have no idea. I didn't answer the phone.
See that right there? You should have just answered the phone.
Yeah.
We could have waited.
You
want to call him back?
No.
Oh, you want to call him back on air?
No.
Oh,
no.
All right. Just said. So the last question that didn't get answered is Los Angeles Rams versus Miami Dolphins. Now I'm going to say go with the Rams on that one, except for the Dolphins are playing the Colts. So actually now I have to abstain from this answer because I'd probably say, oh, hell yeah, take the Dolphins versus the Colts. Big points. But what do you guys think on the defense there? Los Angeles Rams or Miami Dolphins defense?
Well, I mean, listen, we have a prolific offense here in Arizona. You know how I feel about it. I think their defense is generally pretty good, but I hope that the Arizona Cardinals are going to put them to the test and do some damage on them.
Well,
if I'm him, I'm taking the Dolphins.
Absolutely.
Never know.
I'm taking the Dolphins too.
Yeah. Here's why. Because if Kyler Murray will find a way to hurt a defense. And whether they win or lose, I think it's going to be irrelevant. He's going to find a way to hurt a defense that even if the Rams win, the defensive points ain't going to look good on fantasy football. But Miami Dolphins going after Carson Wentz,
whose ankles are still sprained, by the way.
This just hurts my feelings to talk about.
Why did they play him? Like, his ankles are sprained. Like, even if you don't think he's that good and that he can't be fixed by Frank Reich or whatever, both of his ankles are sprained. That's just not even fair to him.
Yeah. The other part of that is, the frustration. How would you like to be Eason or Hundley or what other guy's name is?
Ellinger.
We have a cripple that we're going to trust before we even think about you playing professional football for our team. We're going to keep you in the roster, but the cripple goes first. It's like,
Well,
this is fan-damn-tastic.
They
I was
are
watching
paying him more money than the other two. So.
I mean, I get that, but I saw Carson Wentz warming up and he was kind of trying to do little sprints or whatever. And I don't know if it was after they taped up his ankles, but I went, if you can't beat that guy out to get onto the field, what are you doing?
I want to take a video of him like doing a little jog, doing a little warm-ups, and just like put the audio in the background. On every step.
You might not have had to do it if they mic'd him up.
That's a good point. It's probably already there.
Look, he probably looked really good in practice this week, and that's why they made the decision to go with him.
When has he ever?
It's your head coach. I'm trying to bring some positivity to this thing.
Have you and I met? Because it ain't coming. By the way, I love how Jacoby Brissett over on the Dolphins, he's like, hey, it's not about a revenge game for me. How bleeping dare you? You have no reason to ask for revenge against the Colts. First off, the Colts gave you the start for an entire season. You showed how good you really are. And now we've sent you somewhere else to play. So just be glad you have a damn job in the NFL. You're damn right. You best not be thinking about it as a revenge game. The Colts did nothing but give you a stellar chance. You showed them you're a backup quarterback for life. Now shut the hell up and get on with it.
Someone must have asked him that if that was a revenge game for him. And then he just said no.
No, he had like a whole thing.
No,
I guarantee you he's looking at this as a revenge game. I guarantee it.
There's no point.
It doesn't matter. He's a competitor, and he had a job there with the Colts, and they screwed it up.
They didn't screw it up.
He
screwed it up.
He's a high-end backup.
He is going to come in there. I didn't say he's going to be successful. He's going to come in there, and he's going to want the W, and he's going to want to put a 50 spot up.
You don't want me to be your backup? I'm going to go somewhere else. And I'm going to back up like I've never backed up before. Oh, I'll show you how to back
He's
up.
got to start this weekend, doesn't he?
He's going to have to start for a little bit if Tua doesn't get it back together. Yeah, well, shut up. I'm not talking to you, Ray. I'm talking to Jacoby Brissett. But
I know.
Yeah, Berg says Jacoby Brissett, Patriot legend. Yeah. Hey, Jacoby, your best days are behind you, pal. Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Foxborough, you son of a bitch. Ookla says, hey, for a couple $100,000, I'd be better than Eason or Huntley. I'd have Mr. Wilbur before I'd have you, Ookla.
Wow.
Papa Mike says, thank you, Jeffrey. You're the best. I'm so honored to know you. Now bite me. Hi, Randy. Hi, Keon. Keep up the great work.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Hefty Lefty says, Mr. Jeffrey there better cool his jets. Serena is a married woman. What the hell's he talking about?
The last commercial.
The
last commercial.
Who's Mr. Jeffries?
The guy that was asked Serena to dance and then made her blush by complimenting her.
Yeah, I didn't hear the last commercial.
Any second now, Serena's husband, whatever his name is going to come busting in there and start beating that Mr. Jeffries' ass.
Can I just say something?
I mean, it's on like Donkey Kong.
I don't think her husband is the one you need to worry about. I'm pretty sure Serena could just whip
I
your
think
ass
she can
easily
handle it.
without his help. And this is one of the few cases where you go to a restaurant and the woman starts like, I'll tell you what, she's not going to say, my husband's going to kick your ass. And he's like, shut up. She's just like, I'm going to kick your ass. And she probably didn't give you warning. She just kicks your ass. So yeah, Serena is fine. Don't worry about that.
I don't know.
Big Ted says, I'll bet you guys that the Rams will beat the Cardinals. If they do, all I want is 2 T-shirts and a hat from the Fanatic. If they lose, I'll buy you guys lunch. Hold on a second. So give me a second, Big Ted. All right, let's huddle. I don't know. This guy realizes that generally I might just give him the hat and the T-shirts. But if there's a chance we get free lunch.
Well, listen, don't blow this lunch opportunity because the Cardinals are going to win this week.
I have never said no to free lunch.
I know.
There's no downside.
We win no matter what.
Most lunches are free for Keon. I've never seen him pick up a check, but
that's true.
He does get the alligator arms when it comes to picking up the check.
I know, it's weird. He's like, it's way over there.
It's just this little slow motion thing I do when I reach for my back pocket. just become a magician.
Is this a huddle? Is this a huddle breakdown, Keon, or is this a huddle?
Oh, we should get out of the huddle. I think we've been in here too long. Delay of game's coming.
Yep.
Okay, Ted, you're on. You got to bet. Yeah. Okay. So if the Rams win, I got to give you a hat and a couple of T-shirts. And if Cardinals win, we get free lunch. What
And
is
not-
our
not
price
Mc-
range?
Not McDonald's. Barrow's Pizza.
Barrow's Pizza. Yeah, well, Keon
yeah.
and I went over there today. I'll also accept some Chick-fil-A. Would that'd be good?
Well, okay.
Yeah, I haven't had their nuggets in a little bit. Let's see. What time is it? Okay, we have time. Puts the lotion in the basket said something weird, but I mean, his name is Puts the lotion in the basket, so you expect it.
Yeah.
I think Lamar Jackson's going to look like an ass in Denver. Why do you think he's going to look like an ass in Denver?
Is it the altitude? Is it the atmosphere?
Is he wearing the wrong clothes?
I have no idea.
Is it the lighting? What's going to make him look like an ass in Denver?
Did he say something about the city of Denver in particular? I don't get it.
The Ravens are beat the hell up. I'll give you that much. I mean, they've got like 8 different guys on the injury report, defense and offense.
Yeah.
But I'd love to know why you think Lamar Jackson specifically. Are you talking about that the Denver defense is going to stuff him? I mean, we need a little more information than that. Moist One says, I want Serena to crush my... Okay, no.
No, Moist One.
Fed Fan says, no, Serena's husband is a wuss. I could kick his butt.
I don't know. If Serena starts dancing with another guy, that's one thing. But if she starts saying, "Oh, you're making me blush," I think the guy's going to kick the damn door down, and it's on from there.
Why is there a door?
Hands are going to be thrown, and the bodies are going to be checked, and there's going to be sharp objects thrust through, and there's going to be all sorts of chaos and anarchy and madness and craziness.
But Randy, have you seen the guy? He's not kicking any doors down.
Yeah,
he may not kick.
He's not kicking a doggy door in.
It's a struggle there.
Yeah.
Really?
Fish Tank.
He's an average looking dude.
Fish Tank says, I'm pretty sure Jeffrey nor Randy are gambling on the game tonight. But Keon, you got any money on this tonight?
I mean, I may.
I wouldn't touch this game. Hefty Lefty says, I don't understand that. If the Just the Tip says, if Serena wanted to rough me up a little bit, I'd allow it.
Well, hello.
That's the second or third text like that. People want Serena. Wow, we got a weird crowd.
Yeah, she's an attractive woman, but she has standards.
Blissful Hayes, I'm about to come to your house and kick your door in. No, Blissful Hayes says it's obvious the Colts need to sign Josh Rosen to replace Carson Wentz. I'm going to have your address by the end of the show. Let's just, there's a good knock going to come at your door. It's going to be me. I'm the one who knocks. Fed Fan says, Randy, Serena's husband has a man bun. Okay. So he's not
Man
really
bun?
even he's not even a real man.
He's got a man bun?
Man
Well,
bun.
so does Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers got a man bun.
You just made her point.
But Aaron Rodgers is a professional athlete, whereas this man is a
He's married to a professional athlete. I mean, come on. Look, if this guy
Doesn't
can
matter.
land, if this guy can land Serena,
Man bun or no
come
man
on,
bun.
guys.
He's the
think about
wife,
this for a
Randy.
second.
He's the wife. You
It don't-
understand the dynamic?
It don't matter in this case. How much money does she have? Holy mackerel, he's got it made.
Here's he didn't even say I do when they got married. This little guy was like, yes, dear. That was
well, it's not about the money because he had a bunch of money. Was it Reddit that he founded or whatever?
Wait a minute, he founded
computer nerd.
He founded Reddit and he landed Serena.
That is correct.
Yes,
Man.
dear.
He's not fighting anybody. She's got it covered. She's got all of that covered. Every base of hey, who needs a punch in the face? Serena's got that covered.
Mm-hmm.
He's not doing any of it.
Scratch me because says how many 70-yard plus field goals will Justin Tucker kick in Denver? All of them. Hefty Lefty says Brock Lesnar has a man bun. Well, that guy is just a walking CTE himself, isn't he? And he's a fake wrestler, so I don't care about
Well,
that.
he was a UFC guy for a little bit, but this is also a man who gave himself the disease diverticulitis because he stopped eating vegetables. So, take that with a grain of salt.
Scratch me because wants to know if there's a man bun in the Manstitution. Is there a rule on that?
Man bun?
No, I don't think there is a rule on the man bun in the Manstitution. There, now you mention it, there should be. Hey, it's a very unmanly thing to have a man bun, unless you're a sumo wrestler. That's different.
See, I don't think he should even call it a man bun.
What do you call it?
Men bun.
Men bun?
Yeah, men bun.
Men bun.
Men bun.
A wuss handle? Give me that. Yeah. Look at it. Just move him around by that. Ukulamak says Josh Rosen is too much of an upgrade. Oh, shut up. Fish Tank says it's not every day you find yourself Googling who is Serena Williams' husband, but I guess today is that day.
Wow.
Bruno Baller says, Randy, is it just me, or would you like to see a four-way tie for the AL wild card by the end of Sunday? Bring on the chaos.
Is that crazy or
It
what?
is not out of the possibility. Hey, the Yankees won. They got beat last night, so that made me happy.
Yeah.
Hey, the Coyotes won too. I know it's just preseason, but
Preseason game.
I have a theory on why they're playing so well. I know it's preseason, but I think this could carry over into the regular season, and I will tell you why when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare. And that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month switching to MediShare. And that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. It's because MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Bruce and Dale here. Remember, football is starting soon, and your exclusive home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56, The Fanatic, wants to make your business a part of the act.
Advertise your business on all the primetime NFL games during the regular season.
Your custom-produced radio commercial will air 2, even 3 times in every game.
Plus, your business is branded during dozens of weekly NFL promos on the station, stream, app, and website.
And you'll get commercials read live during our morning and afternoon drive shows.
Plus, get 5 extra daily spots throughout the week and matching spots on our live stream website and on the 1580 The Fanatic Sports app.
You can even lock your competition out of this offer with our category exclusive option plan.
All this for our best deal ever.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com for all the info and details.
Don't get a delay of game penalty.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com and get in the game today.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you.
Oh, I'm ready.
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of the 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer. And your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm a good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. Got Keon Rhodes there pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Big game on Sunday. Everybody's very excited about Tommy Brady coming back to Foxborough to face his old dad, Bill Belichick. And I don't know how good a game it's going to be, but there's a lot of hype. In fact, they're saying that this is now probably the highest amount of money you're going to pay ever for a regular season game in New England. The average cost of a ticket for this showdown on Sunday night, $1,101.
Wow.
Average cost of a seat, no matter where the hell it is in the stadium.
Wow.
I know, right? That is more than the 2017 AFC title game, the 2019 regular season. That's crazy money.
Yeah, it's insane.
Now, the insanity is it's the most you're going to pay for a regular season. You start talking Super Bowls, then it's twice as much, 3 times as much, 4 times as much. And I guess you kind of expect that, but there's no way I'm going to pay $1,101 for a seat to see my Patriots, if I'm a fan, get beat by the Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Well, I would, just because there's gonna be a lot of tension in the building, and if you pull it off, if you somehow manage to win, that stadium's gonna be rocking. But even if you don't, this is the guy that was your quarterback for 20 years. You get to come back and see him again. I don't know, and he didn't necessarily leave on the worst terms. So I think that could be worth the price of admission. Just $1,000 is just a lot for a regular season ticket generally.
Yeah, but then again, Randy, do you expect that the Patriots will have a game anybody gives a damn about, except for this one, moving forward in the season?
Well, I already established yesterday my thoughts on the Patriots. I don't think their defense is that bad. I think their defense is going to keep them in the games. Yeah, they have a rookie quarterback, and yes, Todd Bowles knows that, the defensive coordinator for the Buccaneers, and he's going to get all of his horses lined up at the gate. And the gates are going to open, and they're all going to go after Mac Jones and try to ruin his day. But I just kind of feel like this is not going to be a big blowout. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And I'm sure people either want to go boo the hell out of Tom Brady or, thank him for the years of service in New England, and all the Super Bowls that he was a part of.
I know we have a few Patriot fans, but I'm kind of curious. Do you think that most fans of the New England Patriots are still fans of Tom Brady, or are they like, all right, this dirtbag, he left us, and yeah, we would have loved to keep him, but now he's gone. He is the enemy. Do you think more people are like, hey, Tommy's back. Oh, we sure miss him, but we don't blame him? Or kind of like how Arizona feels about Larry Fitzgerald. Do you think they feel about him like that? Of course, then again, it's Boston. What a horrible bunch of people. So I really am not sure how they're going to feel about this.
You have personal experience, do you, with the Boston people?
You don't know anyone from Boston? Well, you thought those Sam Adams commercials were just like, well, he's the exception to the rule.
No, I had a guy I used to play pickup basketball with back in Georgia. He was from Boston. And we're friends now, but the first 3 years that I knew him, I hated him. That's just all I know from Boston is Bobby, that one guy.
Bobby.
But I think the Patriots fans will generally like Tom Brady. If Tom Brady had said a bunch of stuff about New England on his way out, if he'd have trashed it, if he said, this team's garbage, these fans or whatever, but Tom didn't do that because, he's got the brand going and he's a politician when he's in front of a microphone.
Yeah. He knows how to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, I think that when people in New England think about Tom Brady, they think about the guy that won him a bunch of championships.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think most people will be all right. You'll hear a smattering of, because those are the real drunk guys,
Yeah, they're already hammered and the first quarter hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. This is the first time Tom Brady's coming back to New England in a competitive role since he left the Patriots. I think people want to see this. It's very special for the fans in New England area. So I think it's going to be generally a positive experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Later it gets in the night, the more drunk they get. So you'd also expect some of those good wishes to change. Well, we'll see what happens.
What do you think? The guys there in the end zone there, or the Minutemen that they have that shoot off their musket, you think they're all going to fire on Tom Brady?
Yeah. I thought that was going to be a 21-gun salute. It looks more like a firing line. What the hell? But
and it's not 21. It's pointed at 12.
That ain't supposed to be at 45 degrees. That's supposed to be, could happen. Could happen. Hey, listen, let me read some of these texts, but I want to talk about my theory on the Arizona Coyotes. In fact, they seem to be playing well.
Yeah, please do. I can't wait to hear that.
Get to that here in a moment. Blissful Hayes says, wow, that is about $1,000 more than I would pay to see a football game in the regular season ever.
Wow.
Watermelon says it would almost be worth the ticket price for all the fights in the stands. Oh, I can't wait for them highlights. Well, that's the thing. It doesn't have to be a Tom Brady. It's getting worse out there. It doesn't have to be a Tom Brady game these days. And it doesn't have to be fans versus fans. A lot of times it seems like it's same fans just fighting it out in the stands. Something is wrong with our society right now that there's this many fights happening in the stand.
I noticed that it seemed to happen after we all came back out from lockdowns and then went back to stadiums. There's just something that happened during the lockdowns where
you escape death and you're like, okay, you know what? Before, I thought I wasn't going to have a problem with this and I could just suck it up because I have a life to live. But you have a near-death experience. Let me tell you what happens next. I ain't going to skip my chance to whoop your ass, Tommy.
And that's how it goes down. Then you just got like an upper deck brawl in row 26.
Or there's also women who instigate and then step back and smile. You've seen that video. Killer Rabbit says, I'd laugh if Tommy would accidentally run into the wrong locker room at halftime. That would he's like heading that way and goes, whoops. It goes the other way. Rough Rob says, at the end of the Bucks Patriots game, will Tom swap his jersey for Bill's sleeveless hoodie, you think? Good God, I hope not. Nobody needs to see that exchange on TV.
No, not at all.
Hefty Lefty says, oh God, I spilled all over the keyboard. Prison Wallet says, oh, that's a picture. Let's see. Prison Wallet's bets. Wow, he's got a 7-thing parlay. Now I'm still learning all the gambling terms. I think he's got a 7-thing parlay. I think is that official?
7-thing or 17?
7-thing. He's got some differences. He's got Joe Mixon anytime to touch. Anytime to get a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence over 16.5. Jamar Chase anytime touchdown score. Joe Mixon 60+ yards. Joe Burrow 250+ yards, passing yards. Cincinnati Bengals money line. Jacksonville Jaguars +7.5 spread. And over 46.5 points total match points. So he's got some skin in this game tonight, doesn't he?
All over the place, it looks like.
So that's an 8-thing parlay, right? That's 8. I just gave you 8 things. So what do you call that? 8-thing parlay? Just in what's the term? I'm actually asking.
I couldn't tell you.
What I thought you knew.
I know it's a parlay, but when you put together a bunch of stuff, I don't know what it's called.
Well, until we learn, and we're going to have an expert on with us tomorrow at 4:20. He's going to start sports betting 101 for me and for a lot of you guys out there listening too. Now that it's legal in Arizona, we're going to need some help. So be listening for that tomorrow. But right now, until somebody tells me otherwise, it's an 8-thing parlay, or it's an 8-thing parlay.
8-thing parlay.
Until somebody tells me. 8-leg is what they call it.
8-leg.
I actually parlay.
Yeah, leg. Yeah. Why leg? Why leg, Hefty Lefty?
I guess because my guess is each of the bets is called a leg. Why?
Well, I
why
get that, but why are they calling it that?
I
think
know.
Hefty Lefty's a leg guy.
I think Keon's Google is broken. Scratch Me Because says, let it be decreed from this day forth, the man bun shall be referred to as the wuss handle. Yeah, all right, that's cool.
That's a good one.
I like it since I came up with it. Thank you. Tiger Paws says, I always want to grab those buns, those man buns. I want to see if the top of their heads come off like a pot, like a pot head, like a pot handle.
Yep.
I can visualize that perfectly, Tiger Paws.
Minbun.
Spare Square says the man bun is a saddle horn for Brokeback. Okay.
Boy.
Puts the lotion in the basket says the reason I think Lamar Jackson is going to look like ass in Denver, 2 interceptions, didn't look good in Vegas. Baltimore is in trouble, partly because he looks average. Cincy and Cleveland looking for first. So there you go. All right. That's a lot right there.
I thought Lamar looked really good last week in Detroit, but Hollywood Brown, his wide receiver, dropped literally 3 touchdown passes. So I don't have to tell you. Hit him right in his hands every time.
That's always a shame.
That's the wrong place. You can't hit that Hollywood Henderson in the hands.
No, you got to get it right in there. Bruno Baller says, so you said that the 420 on Friday, right, Jeffrey? Yes. Ear. Just Tip says Boston, not as bad as Tucson. But when I was a kid in New York City, we knew how to get to Boston. Head north till you smell it, then east until you step in it.
Wow.
Oh, I'm going to steal that for Tucson. Head south until you smell it, and then east until you step in it. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Ukla says, might not want to do it at 420. Short memory might not work. Hey, listen, you guys are a bunch of damn potheads. It's not my problem. I'm getting educated. Mr. Pink Eye says, wait, what? What's it 420? Hefty Lefty says, I guess they use legs, like referring to the legs of a journey or a trip. You have different legs of a bet to complete the win. Oh, I see. Like waypoints. All right.
I guess that makes sense because I couldn't find anything on it.
Mr. Wilbur says, I'd love to hear how Kevin Harlan would interpret the halftime show of Dr. Dre and Eminem. Kevin Harlan here for Westwood One. What the hell are they saying? I don't know. Billy Ray from Avondale says, I don't know which is worse to see visibly, the rapper sagging ass pants or the camp. Okay, I can read the rest of that. Well, I didn't notice that about the country singers, and I wasn't aware that they had camels. 888-368-1580. What? He says, what time tomorrow? 4:20-ish. I should say 4:18.
Yeah. Ruin that party.
Yeah, I just do that. All right, so Randy, I'm sorry. Remember I said I have a theory on why the Arizona Cardinals are seemingly doing all right. They beat the Ducks 4-1. Again, I know preseason, but still, it's good to see. I think it's because now I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this being a reason, but the Arizona Coyotes, and this is national news.
Okay.
The only NHL team to fully relax the dress code for their players. You know how I was like to say, when you show up at a game, you got to be wearing a suit and tie. You got to be looking sharp. You got to walk in there. You got to have your stuff all put together there. While traveling to and from such games, unless specified by the head coach or general manager. That is a league rule. And that's part of the CBA. But there's that in part, unless otherwise specified by head coach or general manager. Well, Coyotes are like, yeah, we're going to be playing in like rented rooms this season. Yeah, you wear whatever the hell you want. And so all the players are like, awesome. They're wearing fun stuff. And he said, one guy's like, I'm wearing a funky sweater. The other guy's like, look at this crazy print. Oh, it's fun. I think that they're just so happy that they don't have to wear a monkey suit going into the game every day that, they're loose. They're happy. They're having a good time. I think that might be the edge, Randy.
So you're saying the casual clothing or allowing the players to pick out a funky print or some, extravagant sort of dress to wear because of that, these guys are now playing loose and easy and they're happy.
Think about it. Here's the deal. Let's say you should say you and I. We find out, okay, now we got to go do a thing, but we have to wear a suit. So then it's like, now I got to put on the suit, got to make sure the thing is ironed. It's a whole thing I've got to do. And then I got to comb my hair, got to look sharp. Oh, maybe I got to do this. It's like all this extra time spent getting ready to just wear a suit and look sharp between car and door of locker room, where you immediately go in, take all that garbage off, and you put on your sweater, your pads, your sweater, and your skates. Just seems like a lot of work just for a 5-minute walk. And so now you get that out of the way, and you're loose, you're happy. You go in there, you're focused on getting your gear on and getting on the ice.
And also you got to take into account who your employees are. Like the way that you would treat people who are construction workers, probably not the same way you'll treat someone who's a postal worker or you treat someone who works here at the radio station. These are hockey players.
You know, like, Keon, for the last time, yes, you have to wear pants.
Well, okay.
Don't even try to work your issues into this.
I still think that's optional. But regardless, my point is, you got a bunch of hockey players. You got a bunch of guys who can start a game with a fight, and you're telling them, yeah, you got to wear a suit, wear a tie, wear a dress shirt. let them relax.
If you want to have them look business casual for the press conference after, you want to have them look at least presentable. It's like, yeah, guys, as long as you don't look like a hobo, do whatever you want. But a 5-minute walk into the damn locker room, they shouldn't do that.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
That the league is going to intervene on this. The league, the NHL, the commissioner, and the NHL are very staunch and sort of regulated people. And I have a feeling they're going to intervene.
Doesn't matter because Exhibit 14, Paragraph 5 of the CBA been signed and sealed and delivered. Now they may change that in the next CBA, but right now it says unless otherwise specified by the head coach or the general manager. Has nothing in there about or the NHL. So Coyotes can do what the hell they want. Now all the other teams have to feel jealous about it. And, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I kind of feel like it's made a difference.
Well, I mean, depending on how this is, if this is actually the reason they're playing well, great. I'm all for it. I love the Coyotes. I don't want them to leave. I don't like the situation they're in right now. I'm hoping this team is going to be good, but I have a feeling it's going to be a long season. So I hope what you're saying is actual.
After the preseason, you'll see what we really have. And here's the thing, the Coyotes need something to be happy about it because they just found out they're going to be on a horrible radio station for play-by-play next season. So they got to do something for these guys to cheer them up. They're like, I get it. Just put on whatever you want. Just don't worry about it. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to do our picks. That's right. Our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks, and join along. Maybe you'll learn something, and maybe you should remember to do your damn picks before the game starts. And if you've not done any picks, go to 1580thefanatic.com and start doing them. Yeah, you're probably too late to win the $1,580 for first place. Probably too late for the $500 for second place. Brought to you by Harlem. My mouth.
Harlem Solo.
Sorry. Harlem Solo, the unknown child between Han Solo and Princess Leia. Actually, Harlem Solo might just be Lando Calrissian's kid. Anyway, my point is you can still go to 1580fanatic.com, sign up, and try to win those weekly prizes. And we've got some great weekly prizes and some really cool ones on the way that I can't talk about yet. So there you go. 1580thefanatic.com. We'll catch up on the text line and we'll do our picks when we come back. It's the Daily Blender.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a Thursday night football preview. AFC action coming up from Cincinnati as Joe Burrow and the Bengals play host to Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Bengals are 2-1 and coming off a big division win over the Steelers. Head coach Zach Taylor says his young Bengals could be special.
You look at the field position our special teams created. You look at the mindset our defense has played with for 3 weeks, the belief they have in themselves. And then the offense is capable of, on a moment's notice, of being explosive and score some points. If we get the ground game going. So I really think that the team believes in all three phases that we can do whatever it takes to win.
Jacksonville's off to an 0-3 start, but has seen promising play from their top draft pick, Trevor Lawrence. Ian Eagle and Mike Golick will call all the action from Cincinnati when the Bengals host the Jaguars on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
O'Reilly. Syntec is back and better than ever at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is a premium full synthetic motor oil option at an affordable price. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec full synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $31.99. Syntec is formulated for today's engines to minimize friction, heat, and wear. Try Syntec today exclusively at
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
NASCAR Championship weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
at earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
College game on. Get ready for the fight songs. Get ready for the traditions. Get ready for the rivalries. It's college football.
He's gone. There he goes through the line. He'll take it to the house 90 yards.
And we've got the games you want to hear. Wide open and the tight end will walk to the end zone. College football lives on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
David Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Tonight, 5 p.m. is Jaguars at Bengals. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., it's Yuma Catholic playing Northwest Christian. It's your AIA high school football game of the week right after the race set up with Randy White. And on Saturday, we got Notre Dame versus Cincinnati. That starts at 11 a.m. Sunday, we got the Yellowwood 700 or something like that.
It's a Yella.
This the Yellowwood 700 Club.
Yellowwood 500 from Talladega.
Yeah, all right. And then Sunday Night Football, the game everybody's talking about, Buccaneers at Patriots. And then, of course, the Raiders and the Chargers, which should be a good game on Monday Night Football. So that's what's happening here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, let's get caught up on the text line, and we'll get to work on doing our picks here. Prison Wallet says, yes, it's called an 8-leg parlay. So I'll do a 1-leg parlay. I think we're at 1-leg parlay.
I don't believe that would be a parlay.
I don't think that's a parlay. That's just a
bet. I
Just,
feel triggered and discriminated against on this one. I want to do a 1-leg parlay. I'm going to do a 1-leg parlay.
Well, you can't. You've got to do more than one thing to make it a parlay. If you don't, it's just a bet. It is just laying down a bet.
I'm going to call up and I'm going to complain.
I think you should.
I've been triggered, and I'm going to.
I think you should complain the hell out of it. Yes, absolutely.
LL Cool Bean says, nope. The Coyotes went from one crappy radio station to another crappy radio station. At least they don't have to deal with a certain Toyota salesman. But Random Texter says, do you think it was a stipulation of the Coyotes dress code to not dress like Cam Newton? I think like they put that little thing, as long as you don't do that. Don't dress like your grandma or Cam Newton. Same thing.
Same thing. Slash, don't dress like you're the Pied Piper as well. Just toss that in there.
Yeah, there's many things there. Straight Striper says, I'm not a pothead, but I might be brain dead. I come to the Daily Blender for my sports knowledge, and I've hardly learned anything over the years.
Absolutely. And we love it that way. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and you're welcome. Scratch Me Because says, well, maybe you just call it an octo parlay. Ooh, that's not bad. And if I have a 4-leg parlay, it's a quadro parlay.
Yeah. What is it?
I like
if
your
you have
thinking.
a two-leg parlay. What do you call it then?
2-leg parlay? Dos parlay. Or bi parlay.
All right. What about 3 legs?
Trace parlay or try parlay.
You've gone into the kind of the Espanol here.
So I don't know. Do you do the Latin or should we do the Spanish?
Yeah.
I think you got to do the Latin, right?
Yeah.
Do you know Latin?
Just sounds more official.
Do you know Latin?
Or
do you know Latin?
No.
Well, then shut up. You don't know because
you asked. I'm just saying it just sounds more official.
I don't know.
I'm not saying I knew. That's just different.
Do you have a problem with Mexicans?
Of course not.
Is that what it is? You got a problem with Mexicans?
Of course not.
Well, then why wouldn't we use Spanish?
We could use Spanish. You just asked which one sounds more official.
So you have a problem with Latin people. You got a problem with Latin people.
Latin is older.
We're learning a lot about
official.
Keon right now. Starting some ugly rumors.
Please don't. I'm new here. I have to be here a while.
And
somebody who doesn't have access to YouTube is like, there's a guy there named Keon, and he is the most racist son of a bitch I've. And wait till they see his picture. They were good. 888-368-1580. Fish Tank says the Braves can clinch the East tonight. Then all our best players are going to go punch some walls and celebrate, and that'll be the end of that.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, way to go, Brewers. Hefty Lefty says Kevin Harlan. Both men have entered the CDW red eye zone. Oh, that's because of the 420.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Bruno Baller says, okay, how about the Foo Fighters, the Black Crows, and then Hootie and the Blowfish for Hootie, never.
But that was good though. Minus the other two and just the Foo Fighters.
What's wrong with the Black Crows? What's wrong with them? They're kind of like a Southern rockabilly kind of thing.
They're okay, but I don't think they would go well with the Foo Fighters.
I think they would be fine
you got
before
the
or
Foo
after.
Fighters. You got this
Not
kind
at
of
the same time,
kind of glamorous sound.
Oh,
And then you've got
my God.
the Black Crows coming up there with their rockabilly sound.
Did you see Rick Astley was doing some sort of a show in a club in London, and he was sitting there doing Foo Fighter songs?
No.
Never gonna give you up. It was doing Everlong. Yeah, I mean, he was. I can't even mimic it because I start laughing the minute I think about it. But the crowd was into it, and he's playing that guitar, and he's really
Just
trying
going for it. Okay.
Hello, I've waited here for you. It's like, oh my God.
I think if you're Rick Astley doing that, you just have to go for it.
It kind of worked.
Did it?
It kind of did.
I'll look it up.
And the crowd loved it. So, yeah.
Well, because it's hilarious.
If the Food Fighters get to do that, then they got to bring up Rick Astley. I mean, that's a must. King of Kitten says, I can yell you the radio broadcast of the Super Bowl definitely includes the music of the halftime show.
Why does he want to yell at us?
I don't understand why he wants to yell at us.
I don't know why he wants to yell.
Bet?
What do we do?
Did the autocorrect?
I don't know. King of Kittens wouldn't send a message to us without checking. So I think he meant that you wanted to yell at us about it.
Wants to yell. Why, though? I mean, we've been nice to him. Meow, meow.
Oh,
King
he's
of
been
Kittens.
nice.
I mean, what the hell?
A little bit hurt right now. A little bit put off.
Yep. That really got my gander up. How about you, Jeffco?
Well, I don't have any dandruff, but
I have less now that I've started using that shampoo.
Sure. Fed Fan says Jeffrey and I will be the only ones not stoned tomorrow. I think there's probably more people than just you and I. Moist Woman says, hey, I'm in the area and I want to pay off my bet. Keon, should I just leave it outside the door? What's he talking about? What bet?
The Crunch Bar that Moist One bet me during the college football dance party, where it was Arkansas and Texas A&M.
I
mean,
is there like a male slot on the? Oh no, never mind. It's Moist One.
It'd be a female slot, and God knows what he would do. Moist One. Maybe we should just wait till we do a remote there. So yeah,
it's not urgent. I'll survive without the Crunch.
And it would melt in the sun out there. So thanks, but no thanks. Oh, Prison Wallet says that's a $10 8-leg parlay. It pays $704 if he gets it right. All right, so let's see. Joe Mixon, will he get a touchdown? Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, over 16.5 rushing yards.
Yes.
Does it have to be forward? Because I think he's doing a lot of running around back there.
They're not using him that way, but that's a skill set that he has.
So far, I feel like that's the weakest part of this. Jamar Chase getting a touchdown.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon getting 60 plus rushing yards.
Possible.
Joe Burrow just getting 250 yards passing.
That's definitely going to happen.
Cincinnati Bengals money line. I don't know what that means. And then
the money line is basically we're not doing it against the spread. It's just the Bengals to win.
No, them to win. Okay. Jacksonville Jaguars plus 7.5. So that is the spread. So then over for the game, 46.5. How do you feel about this guy's parlay right here? I think he's got some weaknesses in it, to be honest.
Yeah, there are a couple of them that I'm not thrilled about.
Just a Tip says a 3-leg parlay should be called a tripod parlay. All right. Fish Tank says Hootie is a Dolphins fan, so I'm on it. He's not a Dolphins fan. He's a fan of dolphins in the ocean, Fish Tank. Those are the dolphins that make him cry. Not the Miami Dolphins.
Oh.
Scratch Me Because says now we need to get hashtag Keon does not hate Mexicans to save his job. Yeah, don't even type that out there. I don't think we need that. All right, should we start up our picks here?
Is it time?
I guess so. It's weird because we don't have Ralph here.
Yeah.
Billy from Phoenix says, I'll show you the spread.
Hello.
Please don't.
No, thank you, Billy.
Hello.
Really got to make it where we can't get pictures here. Yeah, Ralph's not here to do picks with us. And CJ was on in the first hour doing fantasy football questions. So once again, this show is upside down this week. Hopefully we'll get it all figured out next week. But let's go ahead and start this thing up. Let's do our Harman Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks. All right, let's start with tonight, Thursday night football, Keon. Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars, winless. Bengals more winning than we'd expect. Hell's going to happen in this game?
It's going to be such a bad game, but I actually think there is a way for the Bengals to really go off in this game because the Jacksonville Jaguars, their defense and their secondary in particular is so bad. I don't know if they're going to be in this game early. If they fall behind early, I mean, this thing is donezo. I'm going to go Bengals.
All right, Randy, what do you think? Hairboy Trevor Lawrence going to bounce back after the shellacking they got last week, or is Joe Burrow going to show us why he was the number one draft pick again?
Joe Burrow is a cool customer, and I believe he's got this Bengals team headed in the right direction. They picked up some talent from the trade, and I believe that this team is on the rise. The Jacksonville Jaguars, however, there's a reason why Tracy Lawrence is on this team as the number one overall pick, and they are going to suck again this week. They might get their first victory, but it won't be this week. Give me the Bengals big.
Yeah, I have to jump on with both of you guys on that. Cincinnati Bengals, seeing a little spark there with Joe Burrow back from his injury, playing well, making a case for himself to be the comeback player of the year. Who was the other guy? Who was he competing with to be comeback player of the year? If it was Tua, forget about it.
It was Dak.
Oh, Dak Prescott. That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Because Dak's playing lights out too.
Way too early to tell, but I'll tell you what, it's easy to tell. The Bengals are going to win this game tonight, handily, bigly, whatever way you want to put it, against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Moist one on the text line says, damn it, I got the Crunch Bar. Well, actually, like 30 mini ones because Target sucks. Now what? I got to hold on to these till the next remote in 2022?
Yes, please.
Or just come down here at a time where we're able to not have them sit in the sun, or somebody can open a door and, take it. So, I don't know, Moist one. Just hang in there. Put it in the freezer. It'll be fine. All right, so Sunday night football, Tampa Bay heading on up to Foxborough. Everybody's talking about it. Ooh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What is going to happen? Is Tom Brady going to go in there and get out-coached by his old pal Bill Belichick? Or is he going to shove it down the old man's throat and show everybody why they made such a big mistake in letting him get away? Randy?
Yeah, I think that Tom Brady is the ultimate competitor. I think that he is super prepared, and I think going into this game, he wants it. Unfortunately, New England hamstrung a bit by a rookie quarterback. They don't really have any way to attack that Tampa Bay defense, in my opinion. However, I will say again, Bill Belichick is always has his team ready to go and super prepared. Can they execute? I don't think they can. So the Super Bowl champs will be 3-1 when they leave New England.
Keon?
I'm gonna agree with Randy. I do think the test of this game is the Patriots defense, because if the Patriots defense can keep them in it, then Mac Jones is gonna just do what he's been doing, which is don't do too much, don't screw up too much, and everything's gonna be okay, and they'll be able to at least be close in this game. But the Buccaneers are so loaded that I don't think it's going to matter in the end, and that the Buccaneers are going to come out on top. I think it could be closer than you think, but it's going to be Buccaneers win.
I'm going to ask a question, and it's serious. Who's a better coach, Bill Belichick or Bruce Arians?
Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick.
All right, you guys are so fast on that, but I want to remind you, Bill Belichick won with Tom Brady and some other players, whatever. Bruce Arians won with Tom Brady and a bunch of players he was just able to piece together at the last minute last year when he found out he was getting Tom Brady. I feel like Bill Belichick has been made look like a better coach than maybe he actually is. I'm not saying he's not smart, not saying he's not good at his job, But then as soon as Tommy was gone, Patriots went down in flames. The moron went and got Cam Newton. How smart can Belichick really be if he went out and on purpose got Cam Newton?
Well, part of it is that Bill Belichick, the coach, I think is fantastic, but he also is president of football operations. I think that guy is highly overrated.
Bad at his job.
It doesn't draft particularly well. And I think the Cam Newton thing was just the result of we constructed a horrific roster and he's the cheapest guy that we could get with any talent. Like that's really how you wound up with Cam. And that's the reason why I think he is a great coach. He won with his own bad roster. And Tom helps cover up a lot of blemishes, but he put together several bad rosters. They didn't have receivers. They didn't have running backs. For a while, they didn't even have a left tackle. And they somehow still kept on winning. Part of that is because he is a great coach.
Well, I feel like Bruce Arians might be a better coach. I know you guys all think I'm nuts, but I think he might be a better football coach.
I don't know about that, but I do think that Bruce Arians has a style that definitely fits what Tom Brady can do, because Tom can still throw the ball downfield far enough to do what Bruce Arians wants, which is just open everything up and let your guys go over the top.
Well, I'm picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win, as Randy said, big. Let's move on to Monday Night Football. Johnny Gruden and Derek Carr, complete with a bowl cut and, of course, the eyeliner, going to see Matt Herbert and the Chargers. Raiders are undefeated. Chargers have only dropped one game. I think that is one of the better games, of the week. But I can't get on board with the Raiders being this juggernaut of a team that all the Raider nation is trying to make me think they are. I'm going to go with Matt Herbert and the Chargers to win on this. That's going to be Matt.
Matt?
His name's Matt.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. But Matt Herbert, and then, of course, we'll talk about Justin Stafford later from the Rams.
Oh, okay.
I see. If you don't mind, Keon.
All right.
So I'm taking the Chargers to win, and Herbert is going to have a good night. It's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any sense, but I think the Raiders are going to fall to earth on this one. Sorry, Raider Nation. What do you say, Keon?
I'm going to go with the Chargers too. I'm just a big fan of the Chargers secondary, and I think that this is that first test for Derek Carr. Derek Carr's played excellent. I think the Raiders have played excellent, and if they lose this game, it's not going to be because they played poorly, but because the Chargers are just that much deeper at this particular moment in time. And Justin Herbert's also been lights out.
Randy?
Well, listen, I think that the Chargers are for real. I think the Raiders have vastly improved, but I don't think they're 3-0 that good. And I think that the Los Angeles Chargers are going to bring them back to earth. So both of these teams will have the same exact record at the end of Monday Night Football, because I believe in Matt Herbert, but also his cousin Justin Herbert, who also I understand plays quarterback for the Chargers. Sort of that weird, that's the way they confuse the team. Which Herbert is in here? Is it Matt or is it Justin? We don't know which one. Oh, dear God. And that's how the Chargers are going to win.
Just be ready for when Tua Herbert gets out of college.
Oh, yeah.
It's all over for everyone then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, one more before we go to break. Let's do a quick one. This one was going to be a hard one, but now I don't know how hard it's going to be. It was going to be Who's the Faker Bowl, but now it's the Uh-Oh Bowl. Baltimore Ravens have a lot of injuries, and you would have thought, well, this is where you find out what Denver's really made of. Now you find out that Denver's made of more than the Ravens. I'm taking Denver to beat the Baltimore Ravens, whether Lamar Jackson is back or not. What do you say, Randy?
Well, I agree with you 100%. Baltimore is going to have to succumb to some of these injuries and COVID disappearances that they've had on their ball club. I don't know that the Denver Broncos are playoff bound, but I think in this instance at home against a decimated Baltimore Ravens team, I think it'll be close, but I think Denver ends up with the win.
Keon?
I'm going to go Baltimore if Lamar plays. Because of what he brings to that offense and what he opens up.
He brings an aching back is what he brings.
Well, if they think he's healthy enough to go out there, I'm sure that they'll give him whatever injection is necessary to make sure that he finishes that game correctly and doesn't feel the pain until way later. But I think that he provides a challenge for this Broncos defense, because they've got a fantastic pass rush, but the Ravens are a power running football team. So we'll see if Baltimore can do that. I think they can.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll finish up our picks. We got on this day in big Georgia sports history and more of the Daily Blender as we get you ready for Thursday night football. Jaguars at Bengals, 5 o'clock here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You might not know it, but your small business IT systems can leave you and your customers vulnerable. At Affinity Technology, we provide peace of mind by ensuring your computer systems are working and are safe from hackers and outside threats. We solve technology problems for small business. No confusing tech talk or black box setups. If it plugs in, we work with it. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you. Oh, I'm ready! Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
We give you so much sports, you'll have to hit the showers after listening. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And just before the mic got turned on, did you hear that thunder? Holy cow, there's a lot of thunder. We got storms coming in, Randy?
There's quite a bit of buildup of thunderstorms. There's a flash flood warning for Scottsdale out right now, also in Glendale. We've got a lot of storm activity heading from the great north, heading down sweeping across the valley, the eastern part of the valley. Hell, out here in the west part of the valley, we might even get wet too.
Excuse me, phrasing. Keon's new. I got to fill him in, Randy.
Okay.
So here's what happens. And people listening, this is what you probably need to picture, because this is what happens if there is like a lightning strike and suddenly we lose power here on 1580 The Fanatics.
Very important. You might want to write this down.
The next thing that happens is we all run screaming out the door like little girls. And that is standard procedure.
Okay.
And that's what people who are listening, if you hear us talking, it's like, Bill Belichick. Then just immediately in your head, picture us screaming like a bunch of little girls running the hell out the door, because we are sitting in what it really is the equivalent of a giant lightning rod.
Yeah.
Do you think you can handle that?
I think I can handle it. I don't even think I need to write it down.
Okay. I mean, you're a very stoic individual. So I don't know if you're going to be able to handle the screaming like a little girl part, which is standard operating CRC broadcasting procedure when these things happen.
Look, if that is procedure, I assure you, I am capable of getting the necessary decibels in my screaming. We'll get there.
It has to be disturbing. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'll work on it.
All right.
I'll have to work on it.
Good
But
man.
we can get there.
Good man. Good man. Moist One wants to know if you should start Matt Herbert or Tracy Lawrence. Yes. Caliban's cousin says, doesn't running screaming out the door like little girls require a man card violation? Some of these will be jokes, Caliban's cousin. Let's see. Moist One says, do I start Matt Herbert? Oh, I read that. Flying Monkeys. I think I read that. Okay. A bunch of my stuff isn't working here. By the way, before we get back to our picks, did I read right? The McRib is coming back November 1st.
Yeah, gee, it's a cyclical thing. It comes back once every 18 months or 2 years, something like that. Yeah.
I was like, I heard Chief talking with James earlier, and he's like, is it going to be made out of meat? It's like, where are they getting the meat?
Well, it's from ribs. Yeah.
No, I think what it is. I think lots of unclaimed bodies from COVID are still
it's
lying around out there, and that's generally why it has to be some sort of a big, horrible event that, and then they just use the unclaimed bodies.
Yeah,
I think that's what the McRib is made out of.
Yeah.
Enjoy. 888-368-1580. All right, let's jump back in and do our picks. Let's see. Let's go to Keon's game because that seems like it's going to be fun.
Is it?
It's the 1-2 Bowl. That's right. The Washington football team going to Atlanta, where they might have a chance. Randy, what do you think of this game, or should we not even think of this game because it's so bad?
Listen, I drafted the Washington football team's defense because they were a pretty damn good defense last year.
I saw that. I thought that was a joke when I saw that on your roster, Randy.
They were top 10 defense last year. If you go and look at the end of the season, they were a damn good.
We were told they were great.
They were the second-ranked defense.
What have they done for you lately?
Well,
that's why he drafted them and found out. I mean,
it's deplorable, absolutely deplorable, dysfunctional.
If the draft had happened 3 weeks into the season, you wouldn't draft him.
No, hell no. I'd have gone a different way.
But and the thing with this defense too is it just concerns me is it's the secondary. It's they can't cover anybody because when you look at all the.
I was pretty sure I asked Randy what he thought.
I didn't want to jump in, Keon. You giving such a great insight.
It's just
it was my turn, but
you know how I feel about this team, Randy. I can't help myself. You go.
I know. Well, the love affair, as far as I'm concerned, with the Washington defense is dead right now between me and them. And also, you got to take Atlanta because they're at home. Matt Ryan is at least a veteran quarterback, where Washington, Atlanta, please.
Listen, Washington sucks. Atlanta sucks. They both suck. But Atlanta sucks slightly less than Washington sucks, and they're at home. I'll take Atlanta.
I find it odd that that's the conclusion that you came to, that Atlanta sucks slightly less than Washington. Both of these teams have one thing in common. It is that they beat the New York Football Giants.
Yeah.
One team actually managed to score over 20, though, and it wasn't Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I'm not picking Atlanta offensively to do anything. I don't know if the Washington defense could cover you, me, Randy, and like 8 of our friends. But the defensive line is still doing what it does. They're still getting pressure. They're just not getting.
It's called high blood pressure.
Well, no, that's what I have
when
I watch them on Sunday. That's what I have. That's not what they're doing. But they're getting pressure on the quarterback. But until they can cover, I'm worried. But right now, Matt Ryan looks absolutely dreadful. I am afraid they are not using Kyle Pitts correctly. Kyle Pitts is a big, fast wide receiver.
I forgot they had him.
They're using him like a regular tight end. He's a large receiver. Let him go downfield. Throw the ball downfield. They're not doing it. I'm going Washington. I don't trust Arthur Smith, their head coach. Right now, he's making Matt Ryan look about as bad as he's ever looked.
I can see Arthur Smith. He sees Kyle Pitts. He says, you know what? You're pretty big. I think I'm going to make you into a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that's what the position you drafted him as, but he
No.
was never great at blocking. He was always great at being a receiver. Let him be a receiver.
I appreciate that Keon kept that brief because I was about to Showtime at the Apollo, give him the hook there and just pull him
No,
right
wait,
off
this-
the damn stage.
Wait, this wasn't my therapy session?
No, we're running out of time. Kyle G says Jeffrey, the McRib is McNugget meat. Most nuggets are mostly made of chicken rib meat. So then they take 4 nuggets into a different mold. They dunk them in barbecue sauce, and there you go, McRib. I think I liked it better when I thought it was bodies that were left behind from COVID.
Yeah, pretty sure.
All right, where are we at here? Let's go ahead and oh my God, let's do my game. Dolphins. I'm picking the Dolphins. I'm not even gonna make a deal out of this. I can't even muster up the strength. Dolphins. Keon.
I'm gonna go Colts here.
Why? Why do you hate winning picks?
Because I don't hate winning picks. Look, I'm looking at 2 teams that are not very good, and I'm choosing the one that I think has the highest upside, but I don't even know. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with the Colts, given that they do have
a defense
that functions.
Randy.
Give me the Blue Horseshoes. I believe they can beat Miami. Listen, Indianapolis has at least a defense. Miami has an okay defense, but their offense is really struggling. Give me the Indianapolis Colts to get their first win of the season. I believe, Jeffco. I believe.
Moist One thinks McRib is made from Jonah Hill. Boy, that
Could be.
dude's weight fluctuates like crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, Miami. All right. The only other game I can see on here that Carolina versus Dallas, is that going to be a good game?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, I got Dallas to win on that one. It's Dak Prescott at home. Zeke Elliott started getting more involved in the run game, which also opens up some other possibilities for the offense. Carolina Panthers will not have Christian McCaffrey, so yeah, Dallas on that one.
Yeah, I'll
Randy?
take Dallas in that one as
Keon?
well. Yeah.
I'm going to take Dallas also, and they're missing somebody on defense. Can't remember his name right now, but the fact is, if you were to pick the Panthers, the defense is why, and they're dinged up on that side of the ball too.
Ralph is not here to defend his Rainy City bitch pigeons, and I'm kind of bummed out about that because as they play the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco, I'm picking San Francisco to win. I feel like there's something kind of off with Seattle right now, and whatever's going right with San Francisco, I don't see any signs of that slowing down. So I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers to win. Keon?
I'm going to go with the Niners too. I mentioned it earlier in the week. The second to worst defense in the league is the Washington football team. The actual worst defense is the Seattle Seahawks somehow. I don't know
How did that happen?
how that's possible, but it absolutely is. They've given up more yards than anybody. And you're going to go up against the Niners team where they've seemed to figure some things out. I'm going to go Niners.
Yeah. Listen, it's got to be the Niners, even though we get a lot of grief. Me personally, I get a lot of grief from those whiner fans out there, but I've got to give it to them. Right now, Seattle is just not hitting on all 3 cylinders. So give me the 40 whiners.
All right, so now it's time for the game we've all been waiting for. The Arizona Cardinals heading to SoFi Stadium to play the Los Angeles Rams. Both teams are undefeated. Keon, which team is going to go down first?
I think the Rams are going down first.
Really?
Yeah. I really think that Kyler Murray adds another dimension where he's running the football and making plays with his legs. He just seems to have that ability to extend plays. And with these wide receivers in space, DeAndre Hopkins obviously going to have that matchup with Jalen Ramsey, but Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore, those guys could go crazy.
Well, I feel like it's going to be the Cardinals going down first, and basically Matt Stafford is playing great. The offense for the Rams is ticking, and that defense is going to give Kyler Murray and friends some trouble. But nobody cares what you think, Keon. Nobody cares what I think, Keon. And the only thing people want to hear right now is what Randy White thinks about this contest between the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams.
8-0. 8-0. It's been in their sleep. It's been in their dreams. 8-0. They have been winless against the Los Angeles Sheep. And this week it comes to an end as the Cardinals, the bird of play, get on the big silver airliner and they head to Los Angeles to that $5 billion grave they call the SoFi Stadium. The damn Cardinals have been saying it 0-8. They've been circling this date since the schedule came out, and now it is a day of redemption. The Cardinals win, and it will be by 14 points. Cardinals over the Rams this weekend in what will ever be known as the burial in Hollywood.
There you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Nicely done, Randy, and live at that.
Yes,
well done. I love there is when you're sitting back doing that, your entire camera was just shaking like an earthquake.
Feel the intensity.
From my very soul outward. I believe it.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, we're out of time, guys. Sorry, Big George. We'll have to get you on this date in Big George Sports History again tomorrow. For the rest of you, we will see you at 3 p.m. Enjoy the game. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, Jaguars at Bengals right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at Pro Copy for